Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something super fascinating, a truly comprehensive literary criticism of the modern Maithili children's literature landscape. And yes, we're going deep into a massive modern anthology, and we're going to leave absolutely no key author untouched. If you've ever wondered how an ancient regional language adapts its storytelling for a generation that's, completely hooked on smartphones, you are in the exact right place. Let's get right into it.
Here's the roadmap for today's Explainer. We'll start with the roots of children's literature, then look at the unique challenges facing Maithili literature today. After that, we'll dive into folklore and child psychology, review some picture book pioneers, tackle the ethics of Taragatavan, and finally wrap things up with poetry and future directions.
Okay, Section 1, Roots of Children's Literature, Establishing the Standard. To properly critique modern Maithili media, we really have to ask ourselves, what actually makes children's literature great? Interestingly, critic Gajendra Thakur doesn't just look at modern publishing to find that high watermark. He actually points all the way back to the Rig Veda and the Epic of Gilgamesh in the ancient era. That's the real dawn of structured narratives. By the classical era, you've got works like Aesop's Fables and the Panchatantra. And think about it, they brilliantly used animals to teach some really complex statecraft and ethics, and they did it without ever boring the reader. So that's the incredibly high bar Thakur is using to judge the contemporary stuff today.
And that brings us to our foundational text for today's Explainer, the Videha Maithili Shishu Utsav Anthology. This thing is massive. It's a parallel collection of the absolute best Maithili prose, verse, and picture stories, all specifically curated for infants, kids, and teenagers. Everything we're exploring today is essentially an evaluation of the authors and the very specific artistic choices contained right inside these pages.
Moving on to Section 2, Challenges in Maithili Literature, the Modern Struggle.
Before we actually get into the stories themselves, we've got to talk about the modern struggle here. I mean, how do you actually keep an ancient language alive when you're competing head-to-head with tablets and video games? Well, to save the genre, Thakur proposes some pretty strict structural rules. First off, the literature has to be precisely categorized into age brackets. So, 0 to 5, 5 to 12, and 12 to 18. Second, there has to be a rigid adherence to proper phonetics. We're talking specific sounds like ing and nya to really preserve that unique linguistic identity. Third, and this one is absolutely crucial, he demands an outright rejection of casteism and sectarianism. All that traditional folklore, it needs to be completely sanitized of those elements. And finally, authors have to handle tragedy with kid gloves, basically, so they don't damage impressionable young minds.
Which leads us to Section 3, Folklore and Child Psychology, the Mind of the Youth.
So, keeping that specific rule about tragedy in mind, do the authors in this anthology actually follow the guidelines when they're handling delicate regional folklore? Well, let's look at author Jyoti Snoot Chowdhury and the story Dwani Pratidwani, which translates to sound and echo. It's a mythic tale about twin sisters. Basically, Pratidwani falls in love with a visiting prince, but the prince ends up choosing to marry her sister, Dwani, instead. Heartbroken, completely misunderstood, Pratidwani actually jumps into a mountain ravine and takes her own life. And her unliberated soul becomes the echo that we hear in the mountains today. It's a gorgeous, fascinating origin myth, sure, but critics are heavily weighing its intense psychological impact. I mean, is a story about tragic suicide really appropriate for a children's anthology? It definitely pushes the absolute limits of Thakur's guidelines on handling tragedy.
All right, Section 4, Reviewing Picture Book Pioneers, the Mute Style.
Let's pivot away from heavy folklore for a second and look at a totally different genre in the anthology, the modern Maithili picture book experiment. Author Preeti Thakur is doing something really cool here. She's utilizing an innovative Mook Shaili, which basically means a mute storytelling style. She uses distinct sequential illustrations to tell traditional stories like Maithili's folk deities, and she does it without relying heavily on text. It's a really bold attempt to create a visual language for Maithili youth, bringing these ancient deities into a dynamic format that can actually stand toe-to-toe with modern comic books.
But as always, there's a critique. Dr. Raman Jha offers a super balanced review of this muse style. Now, he totally acknowledges that her visual aesthetic is pioneering, like no one had really attempted this specific visual formatting in Maithili before. But he points out a pretty massive missing element. Kids don't naturally gravitate towards complex, silent literature, right? They crave goofy, whimsical nonsense rhymes. So while her art is completely unparalleled, the text itself could honestly use just a little bit more of that childhood whimsy to keep a kid turning the page.
Let's move to Section 5, The Ethics of Taragan, the Heavy Moralists.
That critique about lacking whimsy, it leads us perfectly into Jagdish Prasad Mandel's groundbreaking short story collection Tare Gan, which translates to Stars.
When critics evaluate Tadegan, they're weighing some pretty heavy pros and cons. On the plus side, this is praised as the very first complete short story collection of its kind in Maithili. It is absolutely packed with deep moral philosophy, drawing really heavily on Swami Vivekananda's ideals. Self-reliance, strong ethics, societal duty, the whole shebang. But as children's literature, it has a pretty glaring blind spot. It really lacks an understanding of child psychology. It ends up reading a bit too much like a rigid lecture, completely missing the humor and that essential childlike joy you need to engage a young mind. So it's brilliant philosophy, but yeah, maybe just a bit stiff for the playground.
Finally, Section 6, Poetry and Future Directions, Verses of Tomorrow.
We've covered folklore, picture books, and moralistic short stories. Now, let's evaluate the anthology's poets, because their varied styles are a massive signal for the future of the language. There is just an incredible diversity of talent here. First, you have Chandrasekhar Kamat, who is critically praised for his unmatched emotional flow, honestly leaving other writers in the dust when it comes to pure feeling. Then, and this is wild, Shambhunath Jha is actually using Maithili verse to translate and teach Newton's scientific laws, literally merging hard science with regional poetry. And finally, Prabhat Ray Bhatt brings this incredibly powerful nature imagery to the table. He teaches kids about the severe consequences of human anger and greed using the really poignant tale of a bird's burned-down nest. To really bring this to life for you, listen to this translated excerpt from Dr. Shashidhar Kamar's poem Hum Phul Banab. It reads, "I will be a flower, I will be a thorn. I will not steal anyone's rights, nor will I be an obstacle in anyone's path." I mean, wow, that perfectly showcases not just the emotional range, but this deep, empowering moral compass that's being offered to these young readers. It shows us that this isn't just about preserving an old language, it's genuinely about building character.
So, we've seen the ancient roots, the strict rules, the intense folklore, the visual experiments, and the moral poetry. We've done the deep dive, the comprehensive critique, leaving no key author untouched. But the ultimate question you should be taking away from all of this is, can traditional regional literature actually adapt to the psychology of the modern child without losing its ancient soul? The authors in this Maithili anthology are clearly fighting tooth and nail to prove that it can. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.